12th, 2021 to order. We will note public access to meetings due to the public health emergency, need to limit gatherings. We're encouraging members of the public to attend school board meetings remotely. We always stream our meetings, and so the public has access either by attending here in person or through streaming. I will have Carlene do the roll call on verification of quorum.
Mr. Mansky.
Here.
Ms. Va. Mr. Pope.
Here.
Ms. Portson. Mr. Wade.
Present.
Ms. Scott.
Here.
Mr. Ebel.
Here.
Ms. Rano. Ms. Erler.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, we will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So tonight, again, I want to thank board members for being here. I know we had talked about maybe not having a July meeting, but we have a number of hires, and we want to get contracts signed so we can get people onboarded and keep moving forward into our next school year. So the next item on our agenda is our consent agenda. It includes the minutes of our school board meeting of June 14th, 2021, June 28th, 2021, our school board retreat, the approval of the schedule of monthly bills, and then those employment recommendations that are so important. So I am looking for a motion.
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
So motion by Ebel, second by Scott. Any discussion or questions? Note that Barb's in. Any discussion or questions on the consent agenda?
Can I ask a question about employment? Now?
Yep.
Under alteration of assignment, I'm just curious, the people listed there had full-time contracts? If I'm reading this correctly, and they were told that they don't have them this next year because not enough kids, is that what's going on there with those?
Grab a mic.
So maybe we can step back because we're on consent agenda. So I think we need a motion to have you pull out that item in terms of employment recommendations from consent agenda so that we can have a conversation about it, G. And then we can vote on the other items on consent agenda, and then as a board, we can do the employment recommendations.
Yeah, it's just a
So-
pretty quick question.
So, right, but if we're having discussion on consent, we gotta pull it out.
All right.
So are you asking for a motion to
Do
pull?
we have to amend, or, because I have to retract my
Yep,
motion.
can you retract your motion?
Gee, is that what you want to do?
Well, when you said discuss it, this period of discussion, that's when I jumped in with
So
the question
cons-
because
so-
I thought that's the discussion.
Right, so consent agenda is something that there just isn't discussion on.
Yeah.
And then if a board member wants any item on consent agenda, whether it's bills, employment recommendations, minutes, then we have to pull that off of consent agenda to have, it's just Robert's.
And
rules.
That's
approve
what you
everything
have to
else.
do.
And approve everything else.
If
So,
that's what you have to do. that's-
okay, so do you?
So I'll retract.
And will you retract your second?
I guess.
Okay, all right, so Kristen, so do you want to ask to have employment recommendations pulled off consent agenda?
I guess, it's just a
Yep.
small portion of
Yep,
them.
that's fine, that's fine.
We're just gonna
And
Just an
then, do I have a
information.
second to G pulling it off?
Second.
Okay, second by Scott. Any discussion? So the motion is to pull employment recommendations off of consent agenda. Is there any discussion or questions about the motion?
Well, about
All
the
those
motion.
about the motion. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed with nay? Okay, so did you nay, Barb? Or did you aye? You're on
Barbara, can't hear
mute.
you.
She's delayed.
Can't hear
You're
you.
on mute.
Got that? I got an eye out of that.
It looks like an eye.
Aye?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all right. So now I'm looking for a motion on consent agenda for the 2 sets of minutes and the bills.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, so motion by Scott, second by Ebel on the 2 sets of minutes and the bills. Any discussion or questions on those? So I will have Carlin call the roll due to the bills.
Okay. Let's go to, got it right here. Ms. Portson.
Take the eye.
Ms. Va.
Aye.
Mr. Wade.
Yes.
How many times should I vote?
Mr. Pope.
You only get 1 vote, Barb.
Mr. Mansky.
Yes.
Ms. Rano. Oh, wrong. Ms. Scott.
Yes.
Mr. Ebel.
Yes.
Ms. Erler.
Aye.
And that motion passes.
Okay, so now we will have the discussion with respect to the employment recommendations. And so I'm opening that up for,
You want me to restate my question?
yeah, so I'd like to get a motion to approve, and then,
Yeah, move to approve.
so motion by Ebel and second by Scott? No,
Yes.
second by Scott?
Sure.
Okay,
All
so
right.
now it's open for discussion.
Probably everybody else knows this, but all these 3 people had full-time contracts.
Yes.
They were told they don't have them next year due to student, teacher situations.
They requested a reduction
Oh, okay.
in their contracts,
they
and we were
then
able to
decided
accommodate
with
that.
it. Okay, that's, yeah, one other question related to this. I'm sure you mentioned it before, like turnover every year. So we'll eventually get a number for
A
turnover and
turnover
what it
report.
looks like
Mhm.
compared to other years?
Yes, yes.
Before we start the schools?
We're looking at about 11%,
Yeah,
which is average.
average?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions with respect to the employment recommendations? Hearing none, all those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed with nay? Motion passes. So we are looking at now future meetings, dates, and times. Our next meeting will be the August 9th, 2021 regular board meeting, unless we wind up having to call another meeting due to employment recommendations. You know, there potentially could be something. So, but we will give you advance notice of that. So I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Motion by Ebel, second by Wade. Any discussion on the adjournment motion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed with nay? We're adjourned. Thank you again
Thank you.
for everyone. Thanks,
Thanks for
everyone.
coming, everyone.
Is it correct?